Hello and welcome to the Texas Motor Speedway out here in Fort Worth, Texas, United States of America, for the Napa Break Series from Texas in the Ally 300, presented by the Napa Media Network. Qualifying is already underway. We've got a couple cars on track right now as we watch the 62 of Chris make his way around turns 1 and 2 of this mile-and-a-half speedway. Also on track now is the 54 of Volvo, current points leader coming into today. Winner last weekend at Kansas, looking to keep the 1.5 mile strengths going. Winner at Charlotte earlier this season as well. Carrying AndrewCars.com on the hood. See Chris at the top of the board after his first lap, on his second lap right now. Volvo coming to the white flag, I believe. He will go third on the board for now. Chris, a mid-season driver from Drone Strike Racing, looking to... I think it's still a little too late for him to make a playoff push, but still looking for some experience going into next season, trying to pick up some wins maybe as he finishes up his run. And will hold serve at the top of the board. We'll see where Volvo will finish up here. Been a pole Nazi so far this season, and he will take it from Chris on his second lap. 29.61 for Volvo from McAuliffe Motorsports. Now here comes the 41 of Kingatronics from Late Night Racing. That Chevrolet getting warmed up, ready for its qualifying run. 2 laps under green here. We had more than field cap, or we were exceeding field cap in practice, so we'll see if all the drivers have carried over, and we'll see if anybody will be in danger of elimination this round of this weekend in qualifying as Kingatronics comes to the green flag. Seen him run the second groove in turns 1 and 2. There's a lot of different ways to approach this track, especially when it comes to these very vastly different corners. Let's take a look at our keys to victory presented by Home Depot. You'll see two of our keys. Turn 2's exit is deceivingly inviting to get the gas down and get off the corner, but that wall will come up way faster than you would expect. Let's ride along with the 41 here as he comes through turns 1 and 2. Gonna enter pretty low here. That's definitely one way to get around, but you see him washed up the track a bit, and as he comes off that corner, has to wait to get back on the throttle to stay out of that wall. And we'll see into turn 3, have to turn in very early here to be able to maintain the bottom all the way down, or all the way through the corner. And that's the second key. Very narrow turn 3 entry. That corner entry is very narrow, so you have to turn down really early, much earlier than you do for turns 1 and 2, where you kind of want to swing the car down to the bottom of the track and stick it. And so definitely challenging track. These drivers are going to have to tame tonight. Everything's bigger in Texas. The stakes are bigger. We're racing for playoff spots now. This is the second to last race before the regular season is over, as we see the 28 of Genetic pull off pit road to begin his run. Genetic, a rookie driver, been here since the beginning of the season. Running that bronze and black Tracker Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet from McAuliffe, and he takes the green flag here. Volvo and Chris still top of the board, but you saw the 78 of Yui jump up to third as he completed his run. Very strong run for that McAuliffe Chevy as well. McAuliffe looking very strong here tonight. From Texas, he's currently sitting first and third on the board. Here comes their third driver, Genetic, to his white flag, coming to complete his first lap. And he'll jump up to 5th. See if he can improve on this last lap. You see Flicker here running for his teammate on his first lap, substituting for his teammate Hellhound, driver of the number 24, usually in the break series. He goes to 4th on the board. Hellhound in a tight battle for this final bye, or the final transfer spot in the playoffs for D2 here. So Hellhound unable to make it tonight. Flicker jumps in the car in his place. Flicker also in a tight battle of his own in the Cup Series, battling for that second transfer spot with Supreme and Frando, the DRT duo. But Flicker, coming to complete his run, will stay for, oh no, he'll tie for third. And that tie would go in his favor, considering the car has more points. The 24 car it is. Here comes the 13 of Ruby off of pit road to begin her run. The Hot Wheels number 13 also from McAuliffe, looking to show the same speed that her teammates showed early here in qualifying. Running the middle through turns 3 and 4, trying to gain as much momentum as possible and come into the green flag. Also on track is the 20 of Priscilla for Blaze Technology Motorsports. Only BTM, her teammate, Commander in the 15 qualified 5th on his run. We'll see if she can replicate it or come close to that same speed that her teammate put out. It's been a bit of a down year for BTM in the Xfinity Series, or in the Break Series, sorry. They won the opening Daytona race with Real Boy, but he went AWOL, left the server, left the team with no warning, and they haven't really been able to get in victory lane. Well, no. They won in Indianapolis. They've shown pace, is what I'm trying to say. They've shown pace, but they just haven't been able to close it out. As you see Priscilla finish her first lap, currently at the bottom of the board, along with Ruby. Ruby coming to the checkers. Will she improve? She does improve, unable to pick up 8th spot over Waffle, though, from Late Night Racing. As she concludes her run. Priscilla coming to turns 3 and 4 for the final time as well. Got onto that white line on the apron a little bit. That'll slow her down a bit. See if the rest of the lap was strong enough. She also improves, but maintains P10 on the board for now. Heading out of the pits now is Logan, the driver of the number 40 for Late Night Racing as well. Had a quietly strong run at Kansas last weekend until, I believe, penalties threw him off course. Was running top 10, knocking on the door of the top 5, and then a pit road penalty put him behind the 8 ball last weekend. But again, another midseason tryout driver just outside of the time range and the, I guess we'll say, fortune to make a playoff push. But like Chris, gaining experience, gaining track time. See the 2 of July also on track. July has been very impressive when he has made starts. Another driver who ran top 5 early at Kansas. Running that Buffalo Bills Ford Mustang for Perez Motorsports. As he comes to his white flag. Logan went 8th on the board, right in between his Late Night Racing teammates Kingatronics and Waffle. Entered about the middle in turn 3. Not quite what you want to do. Want to turn in good and early, but gets it pointed through turn 4 very well. Gets down to the bottom, gonna get a straight exit. And he will maintain P8 between his teammates. July now. Bit slow lap 1. See if he can improve lap 2 here. Coming to the checkers. And he will improve, but unable to pick up any position. It's looking like we'll have one driver be eliminated as we have 2 cars sitting on pit road waiting to go. Here comes the 5 of Radiant now.
I hope you don't mind.
I do not. Hello, Ford.
Hello, just graduated.
Hey! Oh, that's where you were? You were at your graduation?
Yep, just got back. I gotta go pick up food soon, but I'ma stay.
Well, congrats. Joined by the league owner, Ford, driver of the number 24, owner of Bear Motorsports. Currently watching the wrap-up of qualifying here, watching Radiant begin his run, as well as the 14 of Russell begin both their runs. Somebody will be eliminated at the end of this qualifying session. We have 14 cars, field cap is 13, so these guys are racing to make the field. Right now, if they both run very good lap times, it will be the 2 of July who would be eliminated. Radiant from drone or DRT goes, where is he? P11 on the board. So he is safe for now. Wait, actually, he's just safe. He's safe. Looking to improve on this second lap, though. The only DRT dodge in attendance here tonight. And Russell goes to P12, so he is safe as well. So the 2 of July, unable to race here tonight from Texas. The Buffalo Bills will not be taken to the track here tonight any further. Radiant unable to improve on his time. We'll see if Russell can do anything better than P12 here, coming to the end of this qualifying session.
Where are you at for the booth? Where's the booth?
On top of victory lane. And Russell will stay P12.
Yeah, y'all, we got the new Napa merch on. I got it on.
Yep.
Looks nice.
Repping it. Pick it up. Pick it up. Join the Roblox group in the channel description, where you can find all of our merchandise. But that will wrap up qualifying here from Texas. July will not be able to race. But there's your starting lineup, and we will take a quick intermission and be back with the green flag from Texas. Currently getting ready to go here from Texas. The field is getting lined up here. Taking a look at the 24 of Flicker. Qualified P4 outside of the 78 of UE. But it's Volvo taking home another pole position. These intermediates have really proved to be Volvo's wheelhouse, as he's won 3, or he's, I think he's won 3 on the season. He won Charlotte, won Kansas last weekend. No, he's only won 2, sorry. But Volvo's really proven to be a threat everywhere so far this season. Very strong qualifying effort for the 62 of Chris from Drone Strike Racing. .42 of Waffle, sorry, saddling up behind his teammate Logan. .13 of Ruby pulling up, and the 5 of Radiant going to her outside. And then rounding out our field will be the 14 of Russell. So I made a mistake earlier at the end of qualifying. We actually had one more car to qualify. It was the 26 of Michigan. So apologies to him, but he qualified into the race, knocking the 20 of Priscilla out as well as the 2 of July. So the 20 of Priscilla from Blaze Technology Motorsports will now be competing tonight from Texas. Unfortunate circumstances for her, but apparently there's 13 faster cars ready to take on this 1.5 mile speedway and go to battle here for 95 laps in the Ally 300. Cars have just started rolling here, so let's take this opportunity to look at our starting lineup presented by Craven Engines. On the front row, it's Volvo. On the inside, on his outside, is the 62 of Chris from Drone Strike Racing. Behind them in row 2 is the 78 of Yui and the 24 of Flicker, substituting for his teammate Hellhound. Behind them in row 3 is the 15 of Commander for Blaze Technology Motorsports, fighting for a playoff spot, and the 28 of Genetic in the same situation. Behind them, Late Night Racing teammates Kingatronics and Logan, both running Chevrolets out of Late Night Racing. Behind them is Michigan and Waffle. Michigan second in points coming into tonight, a bit of a slower qualifying effort for him. Behind them, it's Ruby and Radiant, McAuliffe and STP. And then rounding out our field tonight is the 14 of Russell for Late Night Racing, owner of Late Night Racing. So a full field of 13 cars ready here tonight. Volvo leading him. The field will be in his hands once we come to the green flag. 62 will have to react to his start. Take a look at our keys to victory coming into tonight. We talked about it in the pre-race during qualifying, but the turns, very different corners, very different approaches that need to be taken, and we will have a stage 2 caution in effect here tonight. So that's something to keep an eye on. But off of turn 4, pace cars off. Volvo on the gas. We are racing at Texas Motor Speedway. Volvo off to a great restart. The 62 did not get going. Now got the 78 on his inside down into turn 1. They're 3 wide behind him. 14 hard into the wall behind. Oh, and he's spinning. That's Russell. The 78 and 62 remain side by side down the back straight away as they remain 3 wide behind him. The 41 of Kingatronics on the inside, looking to come forward early. Volvo gonna lead lap 1 over Yui, Kingatronics, and now Flicker pushing the 41 up to P3. They fly down the back straightaway as Flicker now looks to the inside of the 41 for the lead. Or for P2, sorry. And he will clear now off of turn 4. 3 wide further in the back. The 62 started second on the front row, already slipping back just on the outskirts of the top 10, or top 5, sorry. Same with the 78, started row 2 on the bottom. Currently running P7 across the line there. Now the 41 looking to the inside of the 24 for the second spot. Michigan trying to nudge his way in the middle for and put him in that fight for that position, and he will now. Flicker on the outside of the 62, trying to come back forward. Fighting for P4 here. As King Electronics and Michigan run side by side down the front straightaway, this quad oval surface at Texas gets tight coming through the straightaway here, especially coming off of these corners and going down into turn 1. It really widens out a lot. Single file all the way through the top 5. Side by side back there for P6 between the 28 and 78. Teammates from McAuliffe, and they get sorted out. Genetic takes that P6 spot over his teammate. Now here comes Flicker looking to the inside again of the 41. And he will barely get clear. The 41 tried to get back in line in front of the 62, but barely had a room. And the 62 got into the back of him there, moved him up the track a bit. Michigan now going to try and lead this pack back up to the 54 of Volvo. Flicker all over the back bumper of the 26 now as well. Going to push him down the back straightaway, try and work with him to catch the 54. Up the track goes the 41 and the 62, and they're jackknifed in the wall. Loss of positions and time for the 41 and the 62, and the 5 goes sliding across the front stretch grass, nearly around. Contact with the 15 kicked that off, but they were able to save it and rejoin, so we'll stay green. The 28 and the 78 now battling for P4 as the 41 and the 62 losing positions worked into their favor, as now the 13 got jackknifed on front of the 62. Now this has opened up a large gap between the top 3 back to P4 Genetic. 41 now going to have to try and get his head down and drive back through this field here if he wants to get back to where he was previously running. Showing already much better pace than what he did in qualifying, as he fights back into the top 5, going by the 78 of UE for P5, trying to track down the 28 of Genetic now. But Volvo still out front here at Texas in the Hendrick with Cars.com colors. But the 24 and the 26 are looking to close. That's Flicker, a D1 driver, reigning D1 champion actually. Very talented driver, and he knows how to make really any equipment dance, and he's currently eating into Volvo's lead here. This could be a massive points day for the 24 team with the veteran of Flicker in their car. Currently taking it for a great run now as he's tracking down Volvo for the lead. Gained 0.2 that lap, and he's bringing the 26 of Michigan right with him. This is the battle for the top 3 in points, or the battle between the top 3 in points. These 3 are all in contention for this number 1 spot at the end of the regular season. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. You'll see the drivers highlighted in green have locked themselves into the first round of the playoffs. So that's Volvo, Michigan, Hellhound, and Radical, who is not in attendance here tonight. But not many points separating the 3. It'd be a long shot. They need Volvo to have some really bad races, but Michigan and Hellhound are still in the fight for that number 1 spot in the regular season points. But look at Flicker now, running the 54 down. Gonna move him up the track a bit, coming off of 2. Gonna mind his time, gonna stay behind him for now. Let's focus a little bit further down the points as Volvo slips up the track, and now here comes the 24 striking. A little further down the point sheet around the cut line, you'll see a lot of guys right around there. Really, Ruby, Deer, Waffle, and Commander. The main fight for the cut. All of those drivers I mentioned are in attendance here tonight, except for Deer, driver of the number 3 for DRT, as Flicker goes by for the lead as well, and Michigan follows him through. 12 to go in stage 1, but things are heating up as we are 2 races away from the start of the playoffs, where we will be at New Orleans Speedway to kick off the round of 10, the wild card round of the revamped NAPRA playoff format. But it's now the Bear Motorsports number 24 leading the field here at Texas after chasing down and going by the 54 Volvo. Volvo now trying to defend from the 26 of Michigan to not go 2 spots down from the lead. Top 5 has really stretched themselves out from the rest of the field. The 41 of Kingatronics is making very good progress back up through the top 5. Got past the 28 of Genetic most recently. And Genetic trying to hang on to the coattails of his draft. Maybe pull him back up to this top 3. Make it a 5-way battle for this top spot. The top 5 all receive stage points at the end of this thing. The top 2 receive state or playoff points. Ever important, as we are only two races away. We got this weekend and Talladega next weekend to close out the regular season. But all bow ties up here at the front except for the 26 of Michigan, driving that Drone Strike Racing Ford Mustang. Been a tough year for Michigan. I know that points sheet says otherwise, but the wins column is completely empty for Michigan, especially with how good he's been. He's shown top 3, top 5 speed everywhere like he is tonight, but he just hasn't had that top 1 speed. He hasn't had the speed to go dominate races, almost like the 54 Volvo has. He just hasn't had that speed to go kick butt like we've seen other guys do in this series. But he's always hanging around the top 5, always running well. That's really what's kept him at such a high standing in the points, as now he looks to the inside of the 54. Got some action further back in the pack here for P7 now. Radiant and Michigan, sorry. Radiant and Commander, sorry, racing for P7. Blazing Technology Motorsports versus DRT, as now the 62 of Trix gets underneath the 5 as Commander clears. Seven laps to go in this stage. All of these guys are out of range of playoff or stage points, but that caution at the end of stage 2 will really reset the field and give everybody a shot coming into this final run, the final stage. Chris now on the inside, or still on the inside of the 15. No, now on the inside of the 15. Got the 13 in line behind him. A bit of a disappointing run here early for the 42 as the 13 nearly goes around off the front nose of the 5, and now he's spinning. Sliding through turn 4 goes Ruby, able to catch it. But as I was saying, a bit of a disappointing night for the 42 of Waffle after the strong run he had last weekend at Kansas. Finished P4. That was the best finish for late night racings in their existence here in the NAPRA. But currently running outside, right around the top 10 here at Texas. Obviously hasn't been able to figure out this track as well as he did Kansas, but 4 laps to go in the stage. Volvo has retaken the lead back from Flicker, and the 41 of Kingatronics is also right there in this battle. And just like I said, bringing the 28 of Genetic right with them. Volvo, the only driver out of this group to have a win on the season so far. Hellhound doesn't have a win even if he was competing, but Volvo knows how to run up front. All of these guys know how to run up front. It's just going to see who's it going to come down to for this stage finish. Side by side for P2. That's for the last playoff point in the stage. Flicker and Michigan. Flicker tried to get in line behind him. 41 wasn't having any of it. Now he's back on the inside of the 26. Side by side. Flicker not backing out into turn 3. The 26 kind of uses him up. Down onto the apron goes to 24. Able to come back up. Still hard on the back bumper. Volvo brings him to 2 laps to go as they're 2 abreast behind him now. Genetic looking to the inside of the 41. Pit road is now closed with 2 laps to go on the stage. Genetic now moves into P4 in front of the 41. 26 all up the 24, so you know what now. But Flicker now got a little bit of room to work, a little bit of room to breathe as now he comes to the white flag, trying to hunt down Volvo for this stage win. A big send on corner entry, almost got to the back bumper of the 24, but Flicker with a beautiful turn 1 and 2, right to the back bumper of the 54. Volvo down the backstretch trying to break the draft. Bit of contact going in there. Volvo able to hold off the 24 of Flicker, and he will win stage 1 from Texas in the Ally 300. Stage 2 now underway. 30 laps the distance here until we get a stage caution at the end of it. Flicker now on the inside of the 54, trying to try and side draft him hard. Oh, big checkup from the 54. Now hard into the back bumper of the 24. Oh, around goes Volvo. He might have been trying to pit. Volvo around on the front stretch. Contact with the 26, I believe, sent him around. Now coming down for service. Oh, and he's out of his box. The speeding penalty likely would not have put him in, but the 54 outside of his box on pit road, that'll definitely warrant a penalty for Volvo. Now here comes the rest of the field pitting. Flicker leads him down. Oh, contact between the 41 and the 26 going on. Oh, 41 misses his box. Gonna have to back up into it. 28 of Genetic is good. The 62 rolls through his box. That'll be a penalty for him. 24 of Flicker in his box. The 26 of Michigan also well in his box. Flicker is down and away well before the 26 is, and he's going to beat him off pit road by a wide margin. The 41, having an incredible run, just ruined it with that pit stop, rolling through his box. Just now getting off of pit road. Oh, the 78 of Yui also getting a penalty on that round of pit stops. The 15 of Commander barely making it on the pit road with 10 milliliters left. We'll see if staying out that long will benefit him at all. Here come the leaders going by. And he will come out P4, so a great stop for the 15. Great strategy to stretch it as long as he could, as long as he did. Now the 28 of Genetic, a great stop for him as well, running P3. Coming to 25 to go in stage 2. Flicker leading by nearly 2 seconds over Michigan. Genetic having a very good run at Texas. Brand new paint scheme for this weekend as well, giving it a good run. The 15 of Commander did a great job capitalizing on other people's misfortune on that pit stop. Up to P4 now. The 41 of Kingatronics, really a big loser without a penalty on pit road. Rolled or missed his box, had to back up into it. It cost him about, I guess, 6 seconds, 7 seconds of time. He came in with the leaders, came out P5, 7 seconds back. So luckily he has that stage caution to bank on, so he'll be back into this thing with another shot to go, show that top 5 speed. But King of Tronics definitely having a very good run here at Texas. Possibly another career run for late night racing after a very strong run from Waffle last weekend at Kansas. See the 54 of Volvo just behind this group. Had to serve a penalty. Although he did get spun onto pit road and spin, he pitted outside of his box. That's what led to the drive-through penalty for the 54. Been very clean on pit road up until this point. I believe gone without a penalty. But nobody's perfect, and he gets his first in a while here at Texas from the lead. Waffle trying to strike on the 5 for P6 here. To the inside comes to 42 now. Big send on corner entry. 5 really didn't give him a lot of room to work there. Able to get back clear around the outside. Michigan still holding serve in P2, but it looks like Genetic might be gaining a little bit on him. Genetic's holding a really pretty wheel here tonight. Yeah, gained a little bit there, gained about 2/10 that lap. Genetic winless on the season, winless in the NAPRA. This is his first season here in the league. I know he'd love to get a win this weekend. Love to get a win this season at all. But it's tough to win in this league. It's been proven multiple times. We've had a lot of drivers come and go without getting a win. And Volvo's obviously figured it out. He's got 4 on the season, I believe. But it's an art to winning in the NAPRA here. Flicker leads us to 18 laps to go in stage 2. Looking to give his teammate Hellhound a good run, a good points day here in the break series after he was unable to show up tonight. Looks like these two are gaining on Flicker, eating into his lead a bit, down to a 1.5 last time across the line. We'll see what it is this time. Lost a little bit there, but they definitely gained. It was 2 seconds a couple laps before. Genetic is definitely keeping the 26 honest, not allowing him to make any mistakes because he will pounce. Volvo coming forward, gotten past the 5 and the 42. Up to P6 now, trying to track down the 41 of King of Tronics. Trying to combat a penalty, maybe pick up some stage points before that stage caution at stage 2, newly in effect this weekend. '78 of Yui was also looking to have a strong run coming into tonight. Qualified P3, but fell back immediately after the start. And then a pit road penalty didn't help at all. Now back to P10. Second to last car in the lead lap. His teammate, Ruby. 22 seconds back. I don't know why I said that weird. '62 as well in the same boat as the '78 of Ewing. Qualified P2. Best qualifying he's had since he joined at mid-season, but again, just fell back after the start. And then a penalty on pit road put him behind. Oh, caution is out on the racetrack. Nope. No caution. False alarm, we stay green. 12 laps to go, coming to 11 in stage 2. Flicker out to a comfortable lead over second place is Michigan and Genetic. I wonder if Genetic will be able to get there in time and make a move for that playoff point at the end of the stage. Looks like the 28 is just about the same speed as the 26. Not able to gain, but not really losing time. He's been right there with him ever since that pit stop at the beginning of the stage. Excuse me. See Michigan really entering high and then bringing that car all the way to the bottom, all the way through the rest of the corner. It's an interesting way to attack turn 3. See most drivers try and enter as low as they can and hold the bottom all the way through, but really on both ends of the track, Michigan is swinging that car down to the bottom. Wasn't quite able to make it stick right there in 1 and 2, slid up the track a bit, allowed the 28 to close on him some. It's right on board with the 28 of Genetic here as he tries to track down the 26 here, closing in on this stage end. Looks like Michigan pulled away a bit there off of 2. .13 on pit road. Flicker goes around the 40 of Logan. Logan already 2 laps down, or already 3 laps down. Was 2 because of missing the start, but now just went 3 to our leader Flicker. But he should get one of them back via the wave around at this caution incoming. 13 of Ruby goes a second lap down here. Three laps to go in stage 2. Oh, I believe it's 28 of Genetic. Yeah, Genetic's on pit road. Coming before 2 laps to go when pit road is closed. Bit of strategy coming into play here. Might get a little close for some of these guys. If Flicker were to pit, he'd have to come now. And here he comes, pulling off the track just in front of the 40. Coming before he takes the 2 to go. 15 of Commander will stay out, likely pick up this stage win. Commander seeing the fruits of his near disqualification by running it very long in stage 1, running till 10 milliliters of fuel left. He was able to stay out all the way through stage 2 and pick up this stage win. So Commander will steal stage 2 off of pit strategy. The 5 of Radiant running P2 behind him, looking to do the same, stay out all the way. As there's the stage caution as the leader takes the checkered in stage 2.
And that's the first of stage cautions on the season.
Yes, it is, as we are joined by Ford. 5 car comes across the start-finish line P2. Flicker brings it on P3 after pitting before pit road closed. And Genetic and Michigan picking up spots.
Is the server locked?
No.
I can't even join. It's unavailable, it says.
Did you refresh?
Yeah. Because it was on the website and the app. It says I'm not authorized to join. And when I go to the app, it just says unavailable.
Try now, I just unslocked it.
Okay.
I don't know if it was locked before, but I did the command.
I hope it was. I don't know how else I'm going to get in. See, what the? It says this experience is under review.
Under review.
And it says you're in your own server. What in the heck? But it says you're in your own server and it says you're in a different server. I don't know. I think my computer's just bugging out.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Pit road is open. Got a couple takers. A couple guys coming to top off. The 70 or the 5 and the 15 coming to get filled back up after barely making it to the end of that stage. 54, 24, and the 26 all coming down to top off, as well as the 41. This stage caution really saved the 41 of Kingatronics. He showed very good pace in that first stage, got a penalty at the start of the second stage, but he's now got a second life at almost. Going to be right back up in the pack and going to have a shot to go drive through the field as he did at the beginning of the race. Pit road will be open a second time here.
I'm going to reset my PC and I'll be back.
All right. Pit road is open a second time here. The 28 of Genetic, the only taker. Oh, nope. 54 of Volvo coming down a second time to top off. And he is into his stall and good. Got a couple cars taking the wave around here. All right. So we will see the green flag this time. They will choose on the backstretch. Commander and Radiant now your leaders. After taking a bit of pit strategy into play here to try and jump the field, take the lead. It worked out for him. Going to be restarting first and second. Everybody choosing the bottom on this restart. Wow, nobody going to the top.
Wow. That sounds like Texas.
Did they know it was the choose? I don't think they knew it was choose.
You see that on iRacing, though, when it comes out of choose going to Texas. A lot of people choose the bottom just because that top line just is non-existent.
Well, I guess they didn't know it was to choose. All right, now we're going green.
I can't even join on the alt account.
Everybody else is in here.
I know, it's being weird. Maybe it's the... I've had issues with that BT Roblox thing.
Oh.
It's been giving me issues recently.
Now coming to the choose, and still everybody goes to the bottom, and only one person picking the top, going to be the 42 of Waffle. From late night racing all the way to the front row. Going to be a lone soldier on the top here. See if he can get a viable restart with all the help the 15 has on the bottom. Too much help could be could be a bad thing at times, but here we come to the green flag in stage 3 from Texas. Commander on the jump, a good start for him. Good start for the entire inside line as the top 3 get clear. Waffle, that solo restart on the top, obviously not working out for him now as he's fighting on the outside of the 54 for P4. Commander leads him down the backstretch. Radiant on his back bumper. Flicker behind them in P3 in the 24. Off of turn 4, Commander going to lead him back to the start-finish line. Volvo able to clear the 42 for P4. Now he's under fire from the 26 of Michigan for P5. Flicker looking to the bottom of the 5. And he will clear him off of turn 2. A very efficient pass for the champion in D1. Up to P2 now. Substituting for his teammate. Oh, contact between the 54 and the 5. They go onto the apron a bit. More contact. Neither of them going to lift. 4 wide off of turn 4 for a moment there. Still 4 wide for the lead. Commander, Flicker, Radiant, Volvo, top to bottom. And Volvo will take the bottom now into turn 1. The 5 car backs out of it. 15 also backs out from the top, and now it's 24 and the 54 side by side for the lead, each of them having help down the back straightaway. Shades of Talladega for a moment there, but Volvo on the bottom will clear for the lead now as Flicker going to try and cover his wounds on the top now as he falls back to 4th, now battling with the 26 of Michigan. 28 of Genetic. Bit of a slow start for him here. Not quite able to get back to the front as he was prior to the yellow. See if he can fight his way back up there. Got a very fast car. Contact down the backstretch. A bit of door slamming from the 15 of Commander and the 26 of Michigan. Now Flicker going to go underneath both of them. Try and take advantage of that squabble. Oh! The front tire's up into the air for the 15 coming off of 4 there. Got squeezed into the wall by the 26 and the 24, but Flicker now back up to P3. Looking to strike on the 5 of Radiant now. Volvo back out front trying to drive away. Big block from the 5 going into 3 on Flicker. Oh, we got it. Oh, I thought we had a car around. Got a couple cars on the apron. Now they're all single file. Volvo leading the train down this quad oval at Texas. 30 laps to go in this one. Way up the track goes the 26. What?
I guess I just won't be able to commentate because even when I turn that off, I see even switch to the central account. It just says under review on both things. So I don't know if it's a glitch with the game or like I don't know.
That's weird.
I don't know. I've never had that happen, but I guess I can't commentate. But whatever. So I will seek myself out of here, but. And I will not be here next weekend. I have IMSA at Mid-Ohio, so I'm going to be working doubles probably.
All right.
So, but I will catch you later.
All right. Peace out. Flicker now chasing down the 54 for the lead again. That's the 62 fighting his way back up to the top 3. What a drive from Chris after an early penalty. Back up into the top 3 with help from a caution. Driving through teammates and yep, but side by side for the lead here. Volvo and Flicker now. Flicker on the inside looking to capitalize on Volvo's slip up in turn 1. Volvo fighting hard on the outside. Not going to be enough. Flicker will clear. Volvo with the crossover though back to the inside. Great move from the 54. Now he's going to have the advantage going into 1. Want to be right on that white line coming through these corners here at Texas. It's right on board. Flicker side drafting a bit. Gonna get off the gas really early into 3. Try and get that car to rotate. Look for the crossover, but the 54 defends it well. Unable to make it happen, Volvo back clear to the lead. Flicker dials up for another attack as he moves the 54 up out of the way into turn 1. Now side by side again down the wall ride backstretch here at Texas Motor Speedway. Commander back up into P3, trying to drive away from that pack behind him. Or that little group, I guess, can't really call it a pack. Flicker retakes the lead with 25 to go. Oh, a bit of contact between the top two coming off of turn 2. Volvo, late move to the inside. Flicker covers it up well. These two are going back and forth for the lead here at Texas. Really exciting stuff. Texas, one of the worst tracks on the NASCAR schedule in real life, but currently putting on a show here in the NAPRA. The 24 and the 54 going back and forth, blow for blow, move for move here. Crossover for crossover, and now here comes the 15 of Commander looking to insert himself into this battle. Commander winless on this season so far. Had an opportunity to go win at Indianapolis before getting spun out from second place by a lap down car coming towards the end of that, but could get it done here today. Really good strategy all day, and he's showing that speed now that he's got a little bit cleaner air, not as far back in the pack as he was. Volvo got into the wall, came down into the 24, big blocking down the backstretch. Commander looking for a way to get around these two. But they're really good at making these cars wide, and it's showing. Volvo down on the apron trying to defend from Flicker. Now here comes the 26 to the back of the 15. Volvo striking back on the 24 in turn 1. Contact behind him between teammates from Drone Strike. Off of turn 4, Volvo back to the point. Contact between Flicker and Commander there. Now Flicker on the outside of the 62 of Chris, putting himself back into this battle. Genetic also starting to close the gap on the top 5. Commander looking to the outside. Going to ultimately stay in line here for now. Flicker fell back to P5. Genetic still closing on this top 5. All this battling going on up front is giving him the golden opportunity to come fight. It's Commander now to the inside of Volvo for the lead in turn 3 and 4. And he will clear off of turn 4. 62 pulls off, comes down pit road. It might be about time for another round of pit stops. The 62 first down all by himself. Contact between the 54. Moving Commander up out of the way. Commander staying strong on the outside. Gonna try and hang on to that quarter panel. Still almost hung on there. It's hard to hang on to the outside here in turns 3 and 4. The bottom is just so dominant. So here comes the 28 of Genetic, fighting back up through the field now. Up to P3, just like that. From P6, just about 2 laps to go. Now got the 24 Flicker on his inside. 15 back to the bottom of back to the inside of the 54 now. Volvo got really good center rotation there. Gonna get back to the inside of the 15. Very intense racing here. 26 coming, or 62 coming off of pit road. Under 15 laps to go now. Side-by-side action all the way through the top 5. Michigan and Kingatronics looking on as here comes the 41 as well into this battle. Looking to put a cherry on top of the speed he's shown all night. The 26 sliding down on the pit road. Gonna catch it and looks like he might as well come down for service. Just has to stay in his box and he will not be penalized. And he is. So, all near misfortune turns out not as bad for Michigan as it could have been, as he is able to fill up on fuel, make it to the end of this race. After nearly getting spun out, here comes the 28 of Genetic. Sudden pull off from him, but he will pit from P3 on track. Coming to the service of his McAuliffe crew. Perfect stop for him. These two still side by side for the lead, going blow for blow here. Commander and Volvo. I don't know why I just blanked on his name. .42 of Waffle finishing up his service. Flicker coming down pit road, as well as the 41 who overshoots his box again. Gonna have to back up. Second time that's potentially costing him a top 5 finish if he doesn't get fortunate enough for these other guys to mess up here. But he's got to work on getting into his box here, obviously. Might cost him a race eventually if he doesn't get that sorted out. But Flicker now coming off of pit road. Volvo down. Bit of an early stop from the 54, playing it very safe, but he should be able to make it to the end from here as long as we go green. Maybe if we don't get a bunch of overtimes, which the limit is 3 if we were to get into that situation. Leader of Commander still staying out on pit road. Commander is known to stretch it out on these green flag pit stop runs. Here he comes down pit road. 5 car going to follow him. This could be the stop for the win. Early into his box, a good stop for Commander. Stops a bit early in his box, but gets the service started regardless. You see the leaders coming into turn 3 right now. This is where he'll cycle out. Flicker, Volvo, Genetic. Commander headed down pit road. 5 car right with him. Can he get to the line? He's down. Or he's out. He doesn't have to keep it at pit speed anymore. Gonna be back to P4 here. So it looks like stretching it did not work for the 15. Flicker now your leader, trying to defend from Volvo with 9 laps to go, coming to 8. Genetic in a great spot. Another great stop for the 28 team up to P3. Looking to cap off a very strong night for them with a potential win if these two get to battling up here with enough time for the 28 to come insert himself into this battle. But right now it's the 54 and the 24. 1, 2. Volvo just outside of striking distance, but another good set of corners, and he might be at the 24's bumper. Up the track a bit, going into 1. Or 3, sorry. Gap remains the same. Genetic just behind him closes a little bit, though. 7 laps to go. Genetic way up the track. That's going to hurt his time. Going to lose some ground. Flicker trying to break the draft down the backstretch every time they go down there. Flicker got an opportunity to sweep the weekend running both races in the NAPRA, the Break Series race tonight and the Cup Series race tomorrow. If he were to win here tonight, he could put himself in give himself an opportunity to sweep the weekend and go win the Cup Series race next weekend or tomorrow night. Sorry. Again down the backstretch, swerving, trying to break that draft from the 54. But it doesn't look like it's working. Volvo holding a very pretty wheel right on the bottom. Gonna close even more on the 24 now. 5 laps to go in the Ally 300 from Texas. It's a 2-car battle at the front. Genetic just outside of range. If Volvo gets to Flicker and they start fighting, Genetic's got just enough time to get there and make a quick move for the win. Flicker again down to the white line on the backstretch, trying to keep the 54 out of his draft range, trying to do anything he can to slow that 54 down. But Volvo is on rails now, even closer as they come to 4 to go. Flicker has a mirror full of HendrickCars.com. The white, blue, and orange of the 54 is hunting him down. Volvo proving himself to be one of the most formidable drivers in the NAPRA, looking to drive past the reigning D1 champion here at Texas. Flicker, a good corner entry, but Volvo painting that white line through the middle and exit. 3 laps to go now. Genetic still steadily gaining on the top 2 now. Volvo biding his time. On the back bumper now. Take back what I said. He's not waiting. He's trying to get this move done with. Flicker again unleashing the dragon down the backstretch. Here he comes to the inside. Volvo looking. He's there. Side by side through turns 3 and 4. Flicker got to hang on the outside. Got to stay tough now. Volvo got to stay disciplined as well. Can't drive that car too deep into the inside. He'll wash both of them up the track. And Genetic is right there with the opportunity to pounce. Flicker staying on the outside. Flicker a little better through turn 2 there. But really where it comes down is turn 3. You cannot hold the outside in turn 3. We've seen it all night. See what Flicker can do. Able to hang side by side with the 54. Off of turn 4 there, even down the quad oval to the white flag at Texas. Volvo looking for his 5th win on the season. Back-to-back weekends at Kansas, now here. Flicker, a D1 driver substituting for his teammate on the outside. The 28 and the 15 closing, quickly closing. Wow. Turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Flicker backed out of the outside trying to make a move. That might have been the wrong one. Now off of turn 4, Volvo will win at Texas from McAuliffe. What a finish. As they wreck across the start-finish line, Volvo able to drive by one of the league's best for the victory. Getting a congratulations from his teammate Genetic there. A celebratory turn, spin, I suppose. Team owner Bill in attendance here. Down on pit lane. Owner of McAuliffe Motorsports here in attendance. Just saw his driver win in the best way possible. A late race pass. Drove past one of the league's best, Flicker. But Bill has to be very proud of his driver. Very strong team effort all around. They brought strong cars this weekend and they ended up in victory lane once again with Volvo. Crushing defeat for the 24 Flicker. Just seems like he's unable to win in any division this season. Won a championship, sat at the top of the sport, at the top of the league last season, but it's been nothing of the same this season. Winless on the season, both divisions, or in D1 where he competes full-time. and came down to D2 to help his teammate out in the playoffs and wasn't able to get it done here as well. Finishing second yet again for Flicker. But Volvo will burn it down here in front of the Texas fans. Everything's bigger in Texas. The fights, especially at Texas Motor Speedway, that was one of the greatest finishes we've seen all season. Volvo adds yet another win to his tally for Season 6 of the Napa Break Series, as he is lighting the series on fire here as we close in, now just one race away from the playoffs here in D2 of the NAPRA. So he will get to bring that number 5400cars.com sponsored Chevrolet to victory lane here at Texas. The BGE victory lane awaits him once again. Here with the team owner, Bill. That was a great finish, and your driver got it done, man. How are you feeling? Had to
I'm
feel
feeling
great to
pretty
see the
good.
win in person.
It really was. They played real good. Sorry. They played pretty good. Yeah, yeah. They played amazing. One of the best races I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely incredible finish. Volvo got it done. I believe his fifth win on the season. Volvo,
No,
it was
six, man.
sixth. Sorry, um, but what a battle between you, Flicker, Genetic at the end there.
Yeah.
Overall, great team race for McAuliffe. Brought very strong cars and got some great
Yeah.
finishes out of it. So talk to both of y'all. Both of y'all, tell me how you're feeling after this win.
I mean, Bill, you go first. You do the honors, man.
No, man, it's your race. You go first.
All right. I'm just happy, like it's really fun to win at your home track. Like you never experience it when you really win at your home track, and it's just really good. I mean, thank you, Bill, for believing in me. I didn't think I was gonna get it done because I'm not gonna lie, Flicker, he had it. Like he had the golden spot. I thought I was
Oh
actually.
yeah, he
I'm
he
not.
was he was playing pretty good, but
Yeah.
ultimately,
Yeah. I thought that drive-through. Yeah. Once I got that drive-through, I thought it was done. But yeah, I mean, I got all the way to P5 before I pitted. So yeah.
right.
Yeah, I mean that was incredible to watch. Congratulations to both of y'all on the win, and I'm sure you might have just locked yourself into the first transfer spot going into the playoffs with that one. So we'll see when the points come out. But
Okay.
yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you again at next weekend at Talladega.
Yeah.
That was your race winner, Volvo. See if we can catch up with or third place finisher, Genetic here. Here with driver of the number 28 McAuliffe Motorsports Chevrolet, Genetic brought it home P3 here tonight from Texas. A very strong finish, very good run overall for the car. So tell me how you're feeling after this one, and yeah, you had the front row seat to a great finish, including your teammate and Flicker. So tell me how this race went for you. Yeah, Very good finish. It was looking a little sketchy at the beginning of stage three after, um, or no, after that pit. I think it was after the pit stop. No, yeah, beginning of stage three, running right outside the top five. But that last pit stop really jumped you a couple positions. Really put you in the top five, top three. So good, great. Hats off to the pit crew. I know you mentioned it, but yeah, great. Oh, the 42 jump to start. I didn't even see that. Well, that was a great finish. Great overall run for you and your team, closing in on the playoffs here, and hopefully you can get it done next weekend at Talladega. Alrighty, let's grab Commander now. Oh, that's not Commander. Here with the driver of the number 15 for Blaze Technology Motorsports, Commander brought it home P4 after strategy really put you in contention for this one late. Um, the decision to run longer than all of your competitors paid off. So great calculations on the fuel there, but wasn't quite able to mount a run in time to go for the win. But had the front row seat to a great finish. So tell me how you're feeling after this P4 finish here.
Uh, it's always great to run here in the Napa Break Series. I mean, there's just a lot of competition, a lot of ways to go about your race, and especially when you have a nearly full field. Well, actually, you had a full field. So it's just real fun to be able to manage throughout the field, especially especially on these restarts. I mean, start of the race, I qualified P5. We had good pace, but on that restart, you just get jumped on the restart and you fall all the way back. So for most of that race, I was running back P8, battling with Radiant, and I guess it was Yiwi as well. I was managed to lead that pack all the way through to pit stops. Stage 1, I was able to recuperate, and based off strategy, I finished just outside. Well, we didn't really have any pit stops for Stage 1, so I wasn't really able to grab a track position for stage results in that. But with Stage 2, we had that extra advantage with the fuel strategy, able to go along, win Stage 2. I firmly believe if, for whatever reason, we didn't have that stage caution, I would have had the fuel advantage for the whole night, if considering there's going to be no cautions for the rest of Stage 3. But, I mean, we'll just go about it. I hope we don't have any more stage cautions, because I think that just really ruins the strategy. But I guess from a outsider's point of view, it kind of makes the Stage 3 a little bit more exciting, even though Stage 3 had pit stops. So, I mean, I just don't understand why there's a stage caution after Stage 2. It's really confused me. But, I mean, this number 15 Ford Mustang team is going to be real happy today, especially with Escadia Freightliner on board today. It's really cool paint scheme, really fast car today, brought by Blaze Technology Motorsports. Trying to get ourselves firmly in a good standings in the playoff picture right now. I think today definitely helps with a stage win and a top 5 finish, and we're continuing to rack up those top 5 finishes. Hopefully we can keep that up. Real happy. Didn't have anybody ruining our race today, like Michigan. Definitely had a run in with him today. Got into him middle of the race, but I mean, nothing really to go on about that. I mean, we'll just go about our day. P4 finish here at Texas. It's always great to have another top 5 on the board. I think we're going to where Talladega it is next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super speedway race. Plate racing, we'll definitely see how that goes. Could be very definitely interesting. But overall, I think it's going to be a great day at Talladega, especially running as a Ford. Moreover, it was a great day here at Texas. Great seeing you, King. Great day all around. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, another top 5 finish for you, as you said. So definitely building some strong momentum going into the playoffs. You're right around the cut, so this is the best time to do it. And yeah, hopefully you can keep the top 5 string running at Talladega next week.
Thank you.
And that will do it for our coverage of the Ally 300 from Texas Motor Speedway. in the Napa Break Series. It was a very exciting finish, but Volvo picked up his 6th win on the season here tonight. But we'll be back tomorrow night for the Cup Series action from this very track in the Ally 400. So hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as always to see the stars of the league take to the track tomorrow evening. So I have been King in the booth, momentarily joined by Ford, but yeah, this will be it. Signing off.